4, 3, set. How to have fun, yeah?
Yeah, true.
You know, remember, we can be kids. We don't have to be adults. We can be kids all the time. Okay, now, go! Allez!
Sunday, November 24 was D-Day, where we had to practice whatever we learned. Woke up at 4 a.m., took the shuttle bus going to the starting line with me, Dexter, and Tom. There were 3 waves. Wave 1 was for the 144 kilometer category, and then wave 2, Tommy the Tank, they started at 6:05 a.m. Dexter and myself, we started 5 minutes after at 6:10 a.m.
All right, are you ready? We ready too. เราพร้อมแล้วเช่นกันเนี่ยตื่นเต้นมากๆเลยครับ
Because of the 5-minute gap, we had a big task ahead. Dexter was the one in charge of closing the gap. We had to employ a few tricks, low RPM for low heart rate, just for us to conserve a little bit of energy. But it's notable how we came to this. So Dexter is a good example of the entire program. He took the chance to change everything that he knew about cycling. To solve his chronic issues about numb hands, lower back pain, we had to develop a new bike for him, a very specific bike with a specific geometry for him to be able to maximize whatever talent he had. Being a family man, being a working person, he had very limited time to train. Hence, we had to see everything in a different way, more about focusing on posture, efficiency, aerodynamics, because once you've reached a certain level and you don't have much time to train like professionals do, you have to start thinking things in a different way. Mostly posture, technique, how to lower your heart rate, how to lower your wattage at the same speed.
You know that kind of feeling when you have and own something and you know it's the right fit for you? That's what I'm feeling right now. I have not done much with it yet, but yeah, really excited to see what this bike can do for me. Looks like my size.
This race became a very good platform for us to also check and verify all the designs we did for our handlebars. This is one of the solutions that we had to do to make sure that we get the right position, lower throttle surface area, and at the same time, it's a good test for Dexter to practice everything that he did after modifying his position on the bike.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So we finally made contact with Wave 2. I give Dexter a thumbs up after doing a super fantastic ride, and we finally got into the wheel of Tom. As soon as we engaged with Tom, then everything just went super high speed.
I'm behind you, Tom.
once the connection was made with wave 2, you could notice the speed significantly jumped up. And sometimes when you get into certain situations like this, you really have to be very steady. This is where racecraft and strategy come into play. One of the things that we learned is how to conserve a lot of energy. And once you get to the age group of 46 to 50, you have to really lower your heart rate. We're not young men anymore, but sometimes we still like the idea of racing the younger generation, but this requires a different approach in your training program. You have to admit that you've gone past your golden years, but it's not too late to be able to play bike and enjoy the speed that you were used to. But this really requires you to think about your body conditioning in a very different way. What we wanted to do was to transfer the load from the heart going into the muscles. At the same time, your positioning in the peloton is very important, especially this is where you can really use your team. So like for our local Thai team, Team 41, the red guys, the red jersey, they did a beautiful job of working together, staying together, drafting at each other. And once you see teams that are very organized, like TCT from Laos, like Team 41 from Thailand, these are the guys that you may want to focus your attention on, because you know they're a very organized bunch of people. And since we are at a disadvantage, it's just me, Tom, and Dexter, you can use other teams to surf. But at the same time, if you decide to use other teams to surf and draft, you also have to practice riding etiquette and politeness. Whenever you see people with the same jersey, be courteous enough to let them ride with their team. Never disrupt them. There's no hard rule about it, but it's just common etiquette that you allow riders with the same jersey to work together. And I can guarantee you, once you do this, like Anbilis, local team, mostly Filipinos, they do an absolute fantastic job of working together. When the speed goes up, 50, 54, 55 kilometers per hour, in my case, I cannot follow these types of speeds. We don't have that spark anymore. So it's all about maintaining the effort, staying aerodynamic as possible, stay seated, because every single time I stand up, I burn my matches. So the key in road racing right now is do not match the power of other people if you did not train for it. If you know you have limited power, if you know that you cannot ride with the younger generation, you have to employ other tactics. One of the things that I learned in my years and decades of racing is it's easier to work on efficiency and technique rather than increasing your wattage. Increasing your wattage requires a lot of mileage. Improving your posture using hand positions on your handlebar, and that's the reason why we had to develop new handlebar positions and customizing our frame geometry, is to really maximize whatever talent, or even if no talent, whatever effort we have can be boosted if you start diverting your attention into other ways. So at the moment, the general consensus is people train so hard with so much mileage to improve their FTP. Well and good. But for the rest of us, weekend enthusiasts, weekend riders, we cannot match these types of attacks. That massive attack would jump your wattage from 250 watts all the way to 800 watts easily. And for our aging body, there's no way we can match those acceleration. So we just have to maintain a very steady effort. Be patient, always play the long game, never get impatient, never get agitated. Always stay calculated in every move that you do. If you have the chance to go as aero as possible, you have to do it. Every single effort and wattage saved will count at the end of the race. When people keep on accelerating, decelerating, accelerating again, this is the one that usually busts your legs. This is the one that causes your heart rate to spike and fluctuate. In a race with this length at 65 kilometers, if you do that over and over and over again, it will take its toll. And you only realize this at the end of the event, on the closing kilometers. So, if you are like me, if you're like Dylan, if you're like Tom, for us uncles, there's still a way to go fast and go with the flow, but you have to have a different perspective in going up to speed. Now the competition is not about who has the highest wattage, but in fact it's the opposite. The name of the game now is how can we lower our wattage but still maintain the same speed as everyone else. The other metric that we look out is, well, cadence. This is the reason why I had to put the cadence metric on the screen, just to showcase to people that high RPM is not the only solution to be efficient in racing. There are other solutions, and the lower our cadence keeps my heart rate really, really low, giving me more focus, giving my mind a little bit of a sharpness, and it allows me to react accurately even when speeds go beyond 50 kilometers per hour. If you're always out of breath, this is the one that causes a lot of people to misjudge, make bad decisions, sometimes cross wheels, sometimes cause crashes. So if you lower your cadence, there are certain benefits for that. But it doesn't happen overnight. You have to practice for it. So we literally capture the data on how much pedal strokes we do in every ride. Drafting is also very important. You always have to communicate with your teammate. Tom always stays beside me. I always stay behind Tom. Tom is the ultimate domestique. You always have to remember that drafting saves you 40% effort. When we have other competitors jumping out of the peloton, you will notice that we don't jump immediately by standing up. We have to build up the speed slowly until the heart catches up with the effort. Basically, the formula is how can we keep the heart as stable as possible and let the muscles do the acceleration game. Once you reach the speed, then you lower your cadence again and go behind the draft. Once you've caught everyone, do not just slow down. Keep the speed going just to make sure that the effort will be stable. Let other people attack, you never follow their attacks. So when you see people attacking on the right side of the road, just be conscious about it. Do not catch that acceleration immediately. Instead, follow your teammate. The other technique that we try to employ is to save as much pedal strokes as possible. And the way we do this is to employ simple aerodynamic principles. The lower your frontal surface area makes you way faster than everyone else. While everyone else is pedaling, you can save a lot of pedal strokes. And one of the key things that we try to really focus on during weekday training rides is the principle of college physics: lower center of gravity, lower frontal surface area, balancing your bike, how to handle your bike safely. At the same time, even though you are at a very aerodynamic position, you have to still be able to control the bike, be able to access your brakes in times of emergency. You can do that. At the same time, collaboration is also very important in the peloton. It doesn't mean that they are competitors. It can give you the advantage when you start collaborating with other riders, because you never know how you can help each other in the closing kilometers. It's just beautiful when you have a good balance. This is where bike fitting really shines, or a properly built bike based on your riding style. It makes the bike extremely controllable. Once we reach the 40 kilometer mark with 25 kilometers to go, you would notice that the speeds just start ramping up. This is when everything starts to be really serious. Still, we are very conscious about our pedal strokes. The more pedal strokes that we save, I know, it counts on the final kilometer. It's the game of cumulative pedal strokes. But that's just me. I just think that there's no way at this age category, at this age division, as we start reaching our you can say uncle category, we really have to conserve as much fuel as possible. Let the younger generation do their sprints, do their standing up, do their aggressive riding. But once you've reached a certain level in your career, you just have to accept that you don't have that spark anymore. But being efficient in terms of posture and technique is not based on age. It's just really based on your ability to train this type of mindset. It's not all about FTP. It's not all about zone 7 riding. It's not all about maximum wattage. It's not all about maximum speed. It's all about how can you stay in a very aerodynamic position using your hoods, going on a 90-degree aero hood position. You'll be surprised how much you can save. Following wheels becomes a little bit easier. Accelerating and decelerating, even on false flat, even on 1% gradient, you would notice how fresh your legs will be. Once we reach the 63 kilometer mark, 64 kilometer mark, there's just literally 1.5 kilometers to go. 1 kilometer to go. With 1 kilometer to go, positioning is key. You have to be very patient. You have to follow your teammate.
Come on, Tom, I'm behind you. Just keep on going, keep on going. Just keep on going. That's okay. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Oh man, we got it. Thank you very much for Tom for leading us out, and Dexter, really appreciate it. Congratulations to us. Hey, congratulations to everyone who joined Udon Thani. I think the organization was really, really good. We have some female riders who joined today. So, woohoo! We got it. How young are you?
40?
No way!
Like 26, how heavy?
What do they eat in Japan?
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
Yeah.
Sashimi. Go ahead. Okay, so today I just wanted to share my experience with Yuki. You know, sometimes we watch a lot of YouTube videos on Tour de France. We see how fast they are, but I can guarantee you it's totally different when you ride with them. Just staying behind Yuki, I saw my spirit come out. Yeah. Dexter, this guy's a different level. Hey, try to find the budget to sign him, huh? Okay, my name is Coach Lian.
My name is Jarashiro.
Welcome to the
Top Show.
Good job. Give me 5.
Yeah.
Oishi.